Welcome back to the MHN Sports Podcast. I'm your guest host, Matt Walsh. Here are all the games from over the weekend and this past Monday. The varsity football team played against an old rival in Clinton on Friday. Despite being a road game, the Maynard student section came out in full force dressed in all black. Clinton got off to a fast start, but Maynard responded right back on the next drive with a touchdown from Maynard's Connor Capone and AMSA's Mateo Arellano. Clinton would then go on to score 2 more touchdowns, but they had an extra point blocked by Pat Andrews and failed 2-point conversion, leaving Maynard trailing 19-7 at the half. Maynard would score the first touchdown of the second half behind a run from AMSA's Thomas Hirsch. Clinton would respond a few plays later with a long touchdown of their own. Maynard stuffed Clinton on the following 2-point conversion and got the ball back. Maynard pushed the ball down to the Clinton 20-yard line, where Connor Capone would throw a fade ball to Mateo Arellano, notching their second touchdowns of the game. However, Maynard couldn't convert the following 2-point conversion or the onside kick, and Clinton was able to hold on to a 25-20 lead, giving the Gales their first win over Maynard since 2017. Also over the weekend, the JV field hockey team lost 5-0 against Littleton despite strong play from Kaylee Donahue, Ali Moriarty, and Meave Bartlett. The varsity field hockey team suffered a hard loss to Littleton. Even with the loss, there was still a great play from Katie Tamino and Jocelyn S. And now on to the Monday, September 27th games. The JV football team played Clinton on Monday and won us by a score of 44-6. Freshman QB Dylan Gallo threw for 2 TDs and ran for another, while Akreef Semakula ran for 2 touchdowns. Harry McCarthy also scored a touchdown off of a fly sweep earlier in the game. Calvin Gomez caught the second touchdown of the game, and then AMSA's Malaki caught a beautiful fade ball from Gallo for a long touchdown. The JV football team has improved to an impressive 3-0 on the season. The boys varsity soccer team played against Weston and won in a hard-fought game 6-4. Jack Den scored himself a hat trick in the first half, along with a beautiful free kick from Diego Pinto, giving Maynard a comfortable lead. In the second half, Dylan Peavy and Joe Birmingham notched themselves a goal each. Goalie Judson Norris also played a great game that allowed the boys team to win and improve to 5-1-2. The boys JV team won by a score of 1-0 over Quabbin as well. The game-winning goal was scored by Sean Leahy. The field hockey team played up at Toronto, and they lost in a close game of 3-1. Junior Eliza Smethers scored the only goal for Maynard. The JV field hockey team won in a defensive struggle 1-0. The only goal of the game was scored by Maddie Morgan. That's all for the first double episode in MHN Sports Podcast history. I have been your host, Matt Walsh. We will see you again tomorrow for more sports updates from today's games.